All right. All right, here we go. Hey guys, it's Tom from Resale America. My YouTube channel's Liquidation Motivation. And this channel is all about answering questions about eBay, Amazon, pallets, truckload, bin sale, bin stores, liquidation stores, consignment shops, but most of all, using that money to build wealth, using your money to build wealth and to make yourself rich. Being rich is a journey. I had a gentleman talk to me last night at my football practice about, that he claimed that he's poor. And I tried to give him the speech that, hey, if you want to be rich, you got to start putting your money in appreciating assets. He did own his own home, which was good. I don't own my own home. I kind of follow, I follow it, I follow the Grant Cardone concept that you rent where you live, but you buy properties for investments to make money. So I do own about 10 pieces of real estate. But, I do rent where I live. He owns his own home that he lives in. So that's an appreciating asset. That's good for him. But he hasn't started saving yet. He has a 401k at work, which he just has, $15,000 or $20,000 in it. And he's in his 40s. I mean, he really needs to start saving money. And guess what, everybody? Guess what? Bitcoin broke its all-time high today. Right now, it's at its all-time high. I'm so excited. I'm just making so much money on it. It's at $66,700 right now. The previous all-time high was 64.8, and then it tanked about 30%. So if you were buying cryptos whenever it tanked, whenever it went down to $30,000, you would doubled your money today, more than doubled your money today. Congratulations for everybody who got into crypto during this time. I mean, I on my Facebook page, when they first started handing out the stimulus checks, I put on my Facebook page, hey, you need to get your money into Bitcoin. It's the safest asset. It was at 7,000. I did it again a couple months later. Hey, I said, get into Bitcoin is at 20,000. Then it went all the way up to 64,000, back down to 30. Now it's at 66, 67,000. There's never a bad time to get into crypto. Never a bad time. What I wanted to show you guys today was right here. Or wait, let me see. Right here is this is storagetreasures.com, and I was going to do my whole show today about watching me buy storage units on storagetreasures.com. But then 30 minutes before the auction ending, so there was an auction with a whole bunch of vintage radios and boom boxes, and there's an Atari system in there. There was a jukebox in there, and it was about an hour away from my store. So I'm like, I'm going to buy this unit, and then I'm going to show you guys how I buy it, and then so you guys can buy units too. Oh man, our Wi-Fi is really low. I'm wondering how good our connection is elsewhere. But yeah, so they did cancel that auction, and the reason they told me they canceled the auction was that the buyer came in and paid off the unit. So remember, the buyer has the opportunity to pay the unit off, to pay the debt off, up until you go there and pay for it. So even if you win that auction, you have to get there immediately so that they don't pay it off before you get there. Okay, even if you're in the parking lot, they get there first and pay it off. Then they can take back their unit. So you got to be careful of that. I've also had some issues with this website that, I've been bidding on auctions on this website, and the auction, will, it'll say like 5 minutes left to go, and all of a sudden, bang, the auction ends with no warning. Like there's a lag or something with some of the auctions. But if you guys want to go on storage auctions, you can see here. So this is a map. So what I like to do is first of all, I search for 100 miles from my zip code. That's 100 miles from my zip code. And I look at all the auctions going on today. You can see here, there's one for $1,800 that's ending in 2 minutes in Riverview, which is not too far from our store. Looking at it, there's a bunch of boxes, and I'm not even sure. I don't know why that's at $1,800. I guess there are some tools in the back. And the good thing here is you can zoom in. You can zoom in on these pictures. I'd have to figure out how to do it on my laptop. But on a computer, you can zoom right in on the pictures using the scroll button on your mouse. What's it? Does it? Oh. There we go. You see, you can zoom in. So we see some boxes of stuff right here. I don't know what those are. They're either tools. That one looks like a guitar case, or they're guns. I wonder if that's why they're thinking these are gun cases. Another thing you want to do is you want to look right up here where it says extra space storage, and you want to make sure it's not a private auction. I hate private auctions. That means somebody put stuff in a storage unit And then somebody put stuff in a storage unit and sell in the auction. It's not a storage unit that was repossessed. And I'm not sure what this box is, but I'm sure that's probably a rifle or something like that. If anybody knows what this, I don't know if it's a Century or Centurion or whatever it is. Anybody knows what kind of box that is right there? Put it down in the comments below. Hey, if you guys have any question or comments, please feel right to post it in the comments down below. But this is one of the storage units that's ending right now. So that's $1,800. I mean, I'm not sure what these are. I'm not sure. Let's take a chance. We're gonna bid $2,000 on this storage units. We got 47 seconds left. Yes, bid now. Let's see what happens. Screw it. I mean, I like to gamble, so I'll take the chance on gambling and see if I can win this auction. But that must be what everybody's bidding on. And I would venture to say, I mean, you know what? I probably shouldn't have bid on this because look at the condition of the storage unit. It's in very poor condition. So what it looks like to me is that there was a lot more stuff in here and they took out all the good stuff and then foreclosed on the unit. So I probably shouldn't have bid on it. I'll take the chance for $2,000, but I'm probably going to cancel. I'm not going to bid again. I'm not going to bid again. Let's go back to see what other storage units they might have available. But looks like might be a medical equipment piece on Google. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't really see the rest of that box, so I'm not sure what it means. So I'm the high bidder right now at $1,900. If I scroll down, I only like to buy more expensive units. I don't like to buy the cheap units. Typically, see, like this one has gun cases in it, so that's $320 in Largo, Florida. That's not too far away. Let's pull that one up. That ends in 3 minutes. I'm still the high bidder on that one. I really don't want to win that one. See, we got a rifle case in here. We don't know what's in it. There's another case there. Extra space. It doesn't say a private auction. Got some cornhole. I'm pretty good at cornhole. You ever play cornhole?
Yeah.
Esteban's here with me now. I played it over the summer. I did pretty good, man. I watched like the national championship of cornhole. Those dudes are good, man.
If you're saying that you're good at basketball, you should be good at cornhole.
Just because it's all about pitching it in the hole, right? Hitting the right hole. All right, 19. I'm still high bidder on the one at 19. Now it's up to 1960. They didn't bid me out. But once again, I'm not gonna bid that up anymore. I probably shouldn't have bid on it because I follow those rules. If it looks nasty, you know, if it looks disheveled, it means that they went through everything, right? They went through everything in the storage unit. Here's one for $370. So look up here. It's a 10 by 20, so that's a bigger unit. Let's scroll in. I like these Home Depot tubs here. I always like those. Lots of clothing. You know, it's a little messy. I always like to see some nice furniture in there. Oh, there you go. Mattress in the back. Furniture, shop vac in the front. I don't know. I mean, this doesn't really excite me. It's pretty cheap. There's a weed whacker. Look at the weights over here. So weights are good. Weights sell real easy. You couldn't get weights during Corona, so weights are real easy.
Did you lose or did you win the other one? The one that you wanted? The one with the Atari
They canceled it. They canceled it. Like, I just got a message. I'm pulling it up here. Then I get the message that they canceled the unit. Yeah.
So the owner of the unit.
Yeah, it says the owner of the unit paid it off. Here's another thing that I like to do. So if you look right here, it says expires soonest to latest. That's to see what's ending today. But I like to go to the current bid, highest to lowest, because I want to buy the expensive units. I don't want to buy the cheap units, right? So the most expensive unit within 100 miles of my store is this 2560. You can see it ends in 7 days. Let's pull this one up, see why that's being bid. It says mostly shoes. Oh yeah, Air Jordan shoes sell well on here. They're very expensive.
Do you see any?
Let's see here. So let's blow it up. So you can see there's tires in there. Look at all these boxes of Air Jordan. Sometimes you can want to look inside these little holes to see if they're actually in there. But there's a pair up top here. So I'm assuming that stuff's going to be in there.
Right there in the far back.
Looks like, yeah, there's shoe boxes back there.
Oh, you see the
Jordans. Yeah, so there's a lot of Jordans in here, and that's what people are banking on. That's what people are going to try to buy this unit for. So that's not a bad unit. I would, I don't know if I'd gamble on it, but I mean, that's a lot of Jordans. So somebody spent a lot of Jordans. And what's ironic, right? What's ironic is this person spent all his money on stupid shit and can't even afford to pay the goddamn storage unit bill, right? So this is the message that I'm trying to tell everybody, Save your money. Don't spend your money on stupid stuff. Invest it until once you get rich enough, once you have enough money put away, now you go buy the Jordans. You don't buy the Jordans first. You buy the Jordans last, all right? You save your money. This site is very slow to react. I'm outbid on the big unit, so that's good. Take a look at this unit though, Esteban, because I bid 2,000 on it, but then I regretted bidding on it because
Can you see the pictures?
yeah, it's pulling up. Here's my alarm going off saying that I bid on the storage unit, but it's over with now.
It just looks like pallets and cardboard.
Right. This site is so slow.
Are those pinball games?
Multiple arcade style games. Okay, so look at this. This is why I bid on it. But then I see all these cases right here in the back. I'm assuming people are thinking those are gun cases, right? And I don't know if this is a gun box here. But now when I zoomed out and looked, I'm like, well, no, somebody definitely tore through this unit, probably took all the good stuff out, left, and those are probably empty cases, so they're not worth bidding on. I'd like to know whoever buys this unit if that is the case. Let's go back to those arcade games, see if there's something in those arcade games that we'd want to buy right now. But, I mean, I'm sorting by highest to lowest, so they probably don't end. Yeah, that's got 4 days left on it. If anybody has any questions or comments about anything, please put it in the comment box down below. I got Esteban here. We can talk about eBay, Amazon, any of your bin store questions, anything you want to talk about. But make sure you use storage units are a great way to get inventory, great way to make money. I try to get all of the World Poker. It looks like 2 big pinball machines, and that looks like a.
There's a Miss Pac-Man in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Galaga and Miss Pac-Man. Yeah, I'd say that unit's probably $1,000. I'm not sure what these are worth.
And those are the parts on the bottom.
Yeah, they don't look like. But see, I have a guy now. I have a guy that can fix all this kind of stuff. I've always had Jerry. You've probably seen Jerry, the gentleman in orange. But now I got a new guy. What's his name?
Charles.
Charles can fix circuit boards and all that kind of stuff that I've never been able to fix before. So I'm pretty excited. So this is in Tampa, Florida. Another thing that I do is I click on where it's at, and you can see if there's other auctions at that same storage unit place. Because if I'm going there anyways to buy one, I might as well buy another one while I'm there. So if you click on the auction site place right here, live storage auction, $679. Come on, buddy. There it goes. Then it'll load up all the auctions that are in this place. So you can see there's 2 other auctions for $10 in there, and then the one for $1,400. So I don't like buying $10 auctions. They're too inexpensive. There's no good stuff. The other bidders will tell you what the stuff's worth. You know, if the auction's at thousands of dollars, if you can't see anything and the auction's at thousands of dollars, that's normally the storage unit owner trying to buy the auction back. You know, versus, and then once it gets up to a certain level, they'll just go in and pay for it. You know, instead of once it gets more than what they owe on it, then they'll just go into the unit, back to the storage place and pay for it. Look at this unit. Look at those
tools.
This one will go for a lot of money, right? So it's got, I don't know, a side-by-side right here in the front, but look at those tools in the back. That's a bandsaw.
Is that a generator up front?
Yep. Oh no, a welder.
Right,
it's a welder. No, that's like a car, a side by side.
Oh yeah.
What do you call it? 4-wheeler?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So, but look at that unit. That's nice. That's pretty nice. I bought one of those before, those side by sides, and I didn't do so well on it. But this one's a little bit nicer than the one I had. But I really like those tools in the back, though. I don't, you look at those. I mean, they're Husky. Does that say Husky? I would assume that says Husky. But that's got to be a lot of tools there. And I'm going to assume that this is not picked through because I would think they would get the good stuff out of this one. That one could go for some big bucks. But, I mean, even the cases right there are worth, $600, $700, $800. How much was this auction at? That looks like a halfway decent auction to buy. Guys, remember, storagetreasures.com, storagetreasures.com. Let me, that one's only at 800. Oh, it says expired. Why does it say expired? That's weird.
Oh, is there an eBay question?
Well, it's more of a bid store question.
Oh, this is from Clay Taylor. He says, I'm a 19-year-old eBay reseller. Now I want to open up a bin store in the Indianapolis area. I have about 50K saved up.
Whoa. Hold the horses right there.
Just take the 50K, put it in Bitcoin. That's what he's about to say.
No, no.
Just joking.
I'm just
joking.
no. Let me get where you see me.
Oh,
Get close. No, I'm just super impressed. At 19 years old, he has $50,000
That's
saved up.
amazing.
Good for you, Clay. Good. Round of applause, man. I mean, when I was 19, I didn't have any money. When I was 29, I didn't have any money. When I was
$5 when I was
39, I didn't have any money. So good for you, Clay. You are on your path to become rich, buddy. Thank you so much. That's a good inspiration for anybody else out there that's not saving money, man. All right. So he wants to
open up a bin store.
Yeah. How much should I have for a 4,000 to 5,000 square foot bin store? I think he has enough money. I mean, if an Amazon tall load costs you about $16,000 to $20,000, you know, you should have enough money to build the bins, about $5,000 to get the registers and the cash registers and the wrap, you know, just another 1,000 or so. You don't really have to do any work. The unit that we're taking over right today, I'm meeting with a realtor today. You know, the only thing it has is like patch. They like did spackling on the wall.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to cover those little spots up with paint and done. I'm not going to do not one other thing because nobody gives a crap in a bin store what it looks like. They don't care. Now there are nice looking bin stores out there. So and I appreciate that. They look nice. But most, you know, the dealers, the people that are coming in, you know, they don't really care what your bin store looks like. We have one bin store that just doesn't look nice at all, but I don't care. It's an old Family Dollar, you know, but I don't care. I put banners up. It looks good. Look at everybody saying, good job, Clay. Clay, I'm very impressed, man. I guess you could have inherited the money, but if you're saving at that rate, at this such a young age, I'm super impressed, Clay. That's good for you, man. You're going to be a millionaire, Clay. You will be a millionaire if that's from your savings. Now, if you inherited it or your parents gave it to you, that's a little bit different, right? Now you have to be smart with that money, right? Stupid people, especially your age. I went through the whole thing like, I want to own a bar, I want to own a nightclub, I want to, and I do own all those things. But when you're in your 20s and 30s, it's not the right time to own a bar and a nightclub, right? No. When you're in 40s, maybe so. 50s, definitely 60s, certainly. You know, they can be profitable. But when you're young and you have that kind of money, I don't know why you're always drawn to those kind of businesses, but it's the wrong time to own those kind of businesses because you'll get sucked into the partying, you'll get sucked into the scene, and it's never good financially for you. So,
would you suggest that Clay take half of that money and invest it? I'm talking about in this bin store, and then just hold on to the other half. So this way, he's got something to play with, and he's not losing all of it.
Yeah,
I just feel like in most the most lessons that I've learned when it comes to finance is to take half. Don't take all of it. So this way, you still have a backup in case something does happen. What do you think?
Yeah, I get that. But my two experiences are this. It depends how you're going to run your bin store, Clay. If you're going to do it right, if you're going to be impressive to people, if you're going to do your marketing, if you're going to have a successful store, if you're not near any other stores, all those things come into play, Clay. But my bin stores were profitable from day one. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if I started with $50,000 in cash and I spent $25,000, $30,000 to get my load and get the store built, within the first week I had all my money back. And then I did it again, and then I had all my money plus 2,000 back. Did it again, all my money plus, so it was immediate that I started making money at these stores. There is businesses out there that you can just make immediate money on. When I opened up my big restaurant, I immediately made money from day one. I made money in my restaurant. Now, years later, I owned it for 10 years and now I'm selling it, like year 6, 7, and 8, the operator that was in there wasn't so good and we lost money. So, you can make money from day one, Clay, but certainly once you start making money, you need to put your money into appreciating asset. I had a gentleman talk to me last night, another coach that I coach with, and he has a bucket of money in his bank account, that he got from serving our country, which we appreciate his service. And it's just sitting there, and with inflation, with prices, with everything that's going up, you got to put that money away somewhere, man. You just don't want to have it in cash. All right. Now, like here at my business here, Resale America, we invest money in crypto. We hold any of our So we keep a certain amount of money in our checking account. Then we put the rest into a Uphold account in crypto and Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Mhm.
I own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano in that account. But that's my company's money, and I do have partners with that. So that's what I do with my company money. And you should probably do the same thing, Clay. Make sure you keep your cash reserves, which is maybe 25,000 or so. Put the rest in an appreciating asset, and then keep growing that. And if you need money, it's liquid, right? So if I need money out of that Uphold account, I can just sell it and put it right back into my checking account. I think it takes 2 days. So Clay, good job, man. Good job. I definitely would get started, but you got to get obsessed with working, Clay. You got to get obsessed. I mean, you're young, you're new at this. There's no days off in your life, man. There's no days off. No days off.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Because the days your stores close, you're sourcing, you're looking for more product, you're looking for better product, you're looking for things that you can bring to make your store better. I just don't stop, Clay. Have that mentality that you are going to bust your ass until you get rich. And then once you get rich, I think then you can start
slowing down.
Yeah, you can start slowing down and you can start buying the Jordans, right? I mean, do you got Jordans right now, Clay? Are you out there buying stupid stuff? I don't think you're buying stupid stuff if you have 50K, Clay. So good job, buddy. David Baker, what's happening, David? So I would open it up. I did meet a gentleman did reach out to me today. He's having a horrible time at his bin store.
Really?
He said he had one customer yesterday, I don't, I couldn't, it was over Messenger on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would really have to visit his store in order to be able to give him my advice, because I don't know. No, I don't think so. But I don't know if he's in a warehouse. I don't know if he's sitting in the back playing games on his phone. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but I've never seen a bin store that slow.
Well, you have to blame it on marketing, right?
He says he markets every day. He says on Facebook Live every day. And there's another bin store 25 miles away, he says, that have lines out the door. So I would probably go do what they're doing, whatever they're doing, match them. Who cares? Do what they're doing and then figure it out.
Talk Truth says sometimes it's the location. That could be it.
Fast Planet says, do you see bin store truckloads costs continue to rise as more and more people enter the market? At one point, I thought they were going down and inventory was getting higher, but I mean, I'm still seeing the inventory. I am still battling. I mean, I'm not battling. I'm still handling the high piece count load that I have an issue with, where the manifest was messed up. I haven't come to resolution with that. They're trying to charge me $63,000 for a truckload that was.
Have they been responsive?
Well, the person I bought it from has having some family issues, and he's like, hey, let me resolve my family issues and I'll get back to you. Okay. So I'm fine with that. I just need to have that conversation with them and show them. I mean, make sure you check out your manifest, guys. Make sure you look at those manifests when you get the manifested loads. There was I said there was a little bunny clock, a little kid's LED clock, and they had it on there for $400 on the manifest, and there was 200 of them. I mean, that's $80,000 worth of little bunny clocks. Yeah, it's just the wrong price. So I don't know how this is going to be resolved. And once again, I talked about there's a blacklist out there now. There's a blacklist for buyers like me that cannot buy from the big brokers anymore. They blacklisted people, and I can see myself getting blacklisted because of this situation. Me. I can see myself getting blacklisted because what if is the contract holder going to say, no, our deal is 9% of retail. You're paying what the invoice says. I'm going to tell him to shove it up his rear end, right? I'm not going to pay $63,000 for a crap truckload. But I bought it through a broker, through the contract holder. So, is the contract holder going to make the broker pay the $63,000? Right? So I'm in this weird dilemma that I need to resolve, and I need to fix this. Mike, what's happening, Mike?
Mike, stop by.
Mike's here. I think he's here.
Come over.
Mike, come on into our podcast room if you're here, Mike. Location, promotion, 100%. I mean, I'm a little bit less on the location. I mean, because my two bin stores are in bad locations, and they both profit about $80,000 a year. And they're not in bad locations; they're in C locations.
No, but you always say that it's a destination location. It's not a place that it's going to be prestigious whatsoever.
Yeah. Our big grocery stores where we live are Publix, and so any Publix plaza has the most expensive the most expensive stuff. So so we can't rent in the Publix Plaza. We look for a C Plaza. We look for the place. If you see a banner as the sign,
Mhm.
you know that's a plaza that's cheap.
Yeah.
Because the landlord don't give a crap. He lets you put a banner up instead of a fancy sign. One time I opened a health food grocery store and we paid like $60,000 for our sign. I mean, I can't believe how much these signs cost. So if they let you put a banner up, you know you can get away with an $80 banner, then that's going to be a cheap plaza. That's where you want to go. The plaza that I'm going to in Leesburg said that I can put a banner up, but if the city says something, I might have to replace the sign. I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Sam says, I see people raving about vacuums, but I'm having the hardest possible time selling them. How do you price them? I agree with you, Sam. A vacuum is a hard sale in my store
It is.
to get good value out of it. Because I have like $400 vacuums
Yeah.
that I try to sell at half price. I mean, they're perfect. They work great. And, you know, I'm trying to sell for 200. Nobody's buying them. But eBay is a good place for vacuums. eBay is a good place for vacuums, a good place for vacuum parts.
To be honest, I haven't sold any vacuums. I haven't listed them. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
You probably have to list them before you sell them.
That's a good idea. So yeah, I think.
But yeah, so I had a concept one time that we'd take a vacuum cleaner, a full vacuum cleaner,
Break it apart.
and
Self-apart.
yeah, go to the manufacturer and list all the parts, then list that whole auction on each part, right?
Mm.
And then and then just take it off the vacuum as you sell it.
Mhm.
I mean, I know car people do that. You know, they'll get like a junkyard will get a smashed car,
Yeah.
and they'll list all the parts in the car and not take it off until it sells.
Mhm.
So you just go pick your parts. So yeah, that's what I would think about some of those concepts on vacuums. Certainly they sell on eBay. So, people throw away vacuums for the stupidest reasons, like the belt breaks, and a belt's what, $3, right?
All right.
$3. What's happening, Mike?
What is going on, guys?
Hello, Mike.
How you doing?
You good?
Come on in, man. We got another mic.
Did you got to mic up the mic?
You got a mic on? I'm mic on the mic.
You know, it's sad when you don't even ask some of your longtime employees to come be on there with you.
You can be on anytime you want. What are you talking about?
He's just not on live.
All right, come on in here, Mike.
Is that my pay?
Get in the middle.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm in the mic in the middle.
Mike in the middle. That's right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is 5x5 News. This is Mike. Mike, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our fans?
You just did. You did a great job.
Tell
I'm
them a
Mike.
little bit about yourself, Mike.
Okay, I'm Mike Turber. I'm 5x5 News. I'm former Air Force intelligence. Graduated into some weird kind of investigative journalism thing. That's kind of what I do. I do high-end investigations. But for the fun part, I got bit by the same bug that bit him when he sold a pair of shoes one time. That was your story?
Yeah.
I did the same thing. But I'd won money on the TV show. Took that, bought some merchandise, went to a flea market, and then got bit by that liquidation kind of bug, where closeouts and stuff. Once you're bit by that bug, you're done. You're in this business for life, no matter what. You're always going to be doing this. So it's fun. It's interesting, especially when you buy the pallets. It's like every day is Christmas. Every day is Christmas. You have no clue what's coming in. I'm constantly bugging everybody. Say, hey, does anything come in? I come in and look around, and I've probably done 45 pallets or so since I've been buying from Tom.
Right.
I only had one that was probably, but I had some bang up ones. Remember the
Right.
Jaws of Life was in
So
one?
yeah, so Mike's the one who bought the Jaws of Life pallet that so the Home Depot Smalls, right? Turbo
Yep.
Smalls pallet.
Yep.
And I think that. And so when he got to the bottom of it, there's a Jaws of Life in there. So how much was the Jaws of Life?
The Jaws of Life retails for $3,500. So that one item alone, obviously the pallet was $800 or $1,000, somewhere in that range, and that easily paid for that, and everything else is great. So I had a blast with that pallet. Every pallet I've bought from here, I've made money on. Even some where I had merchandise that I'm not familiar with or used to, like baby stuff. Yeah, so I get that, and I'm like, and then you put it out, and it sells like crazy. So don't worry about the things you like or you don't like to sell. Sometimes you got to go out of your comfort zone a little bit, and when you do, you'll find that you probably need to do that a lot more often to find out what items are selling. Because wherever you are, wherever your market is, you can sit there and look around. If you're at a flea market, or if you're at a mini mall or indoor mall, if you're selling online, look at what your competitor's selling. And if they're selling a bunch of something, you can see the numbers. Like in eBay, you can actually see how many they've sold over whatever period of time, and then try to find that same item. You don't have to race to the bottom. Remember, you were talking about racing to the bottom on prices. You don't have to do that. Just match the price, be closer. Sometimes it's geographical location. If somebody's in Jacksonville, Florida, they don't want to order from someone in Los Angeles, California, if you're right here. So there's all kinds of ways to make money in this business.
That's right.
If you can't make money in this business, like I think you just had a guy at the bin store had just one customer.
Yeah, that's it. That was his
That's
his
sad.
message to me this morning, that he only had one customer yesterday. So I would have to do a deep dive. There's got to be
There's a reason
yeah,
there.
there's got to be a reason. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
there's either it's too hot in the store, or somebody stinks, or
Something. The business is all about self-reflection. You have to be able to, sometimes you got to step away or have a friend or someone come in and say, hey, be my best friend. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Or hire someone. Pay someone that actually does this for a living. Because I do consulting too, where I go in businesses, I tell them how to become more efficient, how to sell on eBay, how to build websites, IT work, just mainly becoming more efficient and making money. So that's one of the things I started doing, because I've done it 5 times. I built 5 multi-million-dollar businesses, all of them starting from as low as you can start. There was no $1 million loan or nothing like Donald Trump had, where he had millions of dollars of property to start with. But
no, I agree. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest changes that's impacted my life, and I think I did it about 2 or 3 years ago. Is that I started taking advice from people objectively, where somebody would walk into my business previous to that, tell me how to run it, and I would be offended, like, who the hell are you? Yeah, do you own one of these businesses? Why are you trying to tell me what to do?
Right.
But the minute that you change your attitude about that, and you look at it, you just look at it objectively. You don't have to take you should take the advice, but you don't have to change anything because of that advice.
Right.
But you definitely should listen to it, because people have very valid concerns, very valid claims, or or like one of my poor things is like signage.
Right.
I don't do very good with signage, and I should be better with signage. So when somebody walks in and say, guys, you need better signage,
Right.
Who do you think you are? That doesn't advantage anybody. It doesn't advantage me to be cocky and have an attitude.
That's where something comes into play, when you have a situation where you're looking around your own store and a customer comes up to you and says, I can't find blah, blah, blah. Where is your blah, blah, blah? If people keep asking you questions, that means you don't necessarily have the answers out there. Now, you want to engage with your customers, so you don't want to give them too much information, but you do want them to be able to navigate your store. Whether it's online or whether it's a physical store, it doesn't make any difference. The customer needs to be able to navigate freely through to find the stuff that they're looking for. If they can't do that within 1 or 2 clicks or 1 or 2 paths in your store, then you lost a customer. And make merchandise everything like you want to see it, like if you were going to buy something. If you're going to a store, you want your stuff set up in such a way that it makes sense. Because some people will have some weird mixes together, and sometimes that works, where you take like a really inexpensive item that has nothing to do with another item and put them together. Because you never know. Guys go shopping, they bring their wives along. She may want something in that one department, and so forth. So mix it up a little bit, but not too much. You don't want to confuse everybody.
Yeah, and I think you go blind to your own store or your own business, right? Because you're in it every day, you see it every day. You kind of put on your blinders, and you need that objective opinion in order to carry you forward. Or you need to get out of your store and go visit another store, so you can go, and then you can say, hey, look how good they're doing things. Look what they're doing different than us, and look how successful they are. Can we implement that kind of stuff in our store? Don't get cocky. Don't get cocky in anything in this world, in this business, in this life. Because
go ahead.
Oh no.
Well, some of your best advice is always going to come from the strangest places. I've had people come in that, everyone judges people. To say that you don't, I'm not going to buy it. But when someone comes in your door and you really don't know who they are, maybe their appearance or maybe the way they speak or, whatever it is, people judge people. And then when that person gives you some advice and you go, wow, that was amazing. So don't prejudge. Just go ahead and accept the advice. Constructive criticism is always a good thing to have, but you don't have to defend your stance. Just accept the advice and then let it go. If you stand there and argue about it, the person's bringing it to your attention. You're getting free advice. You're not paying the person for it. Take it or leave it. So, but it works.
No, you're right. All right, so tell me about the channels that you use to sell on. What
Oh, man.
we always talk about layers. I want you to use different layers of selling. That way, when you get a pallet of 1,000 different things, you know, A stuff can go to eBay, B stuff can go here. You know, what are the layers that you use to sell?
Okay, let's go back in the beginning when I first started. I started it with one table at a flea market in Jacksonville, Florida. There's a Ramona flea market. If anyone's in the Jacksonville area, that's where I started. So I took that and I created a business called World of Weapons. And what I did at the flea market was I undercut all my competitors on their special items. Like they had these pen knives. I put them out for $5, and they, you know, the dealer come over to me and said, "Why are you selling your pen knives so cheap?" So what I did was I told him, if you buy these from me and you buy this from me, I won't come here next week. So I started building up a wholesale business that way. You can never have too many avenues of getting rid of merchandise. That's back 1995, 93, before the internet was built. In 96, I built my first website. Wow, that was amazing. To have your first order when it comes in on a website, mine came in 27 minutes. And I looked at it and went, wow. So I printed it out. I couldn't even fill the order. I was just like looking at it, going, wow, someone from like 5 states away was able to order this overnight. So always have those multiple avenues with eBay and with Marketplace, with OfferUp, or any of the sales platforms in Craigslist. I mean, everywhere you can post, guys, it doesn't cost you a dime. Most of these places cost you nothing. The ones that do charge you, go ahead and do those too, because they're normally the ones that generate the most traffic. But you can generate traffic in your other locations to pull them to your own website, which is the ideal way to do it, is to build up your brand name, because you have a brand. If you come up with a good, catchy name, or you have a brand that you're pushing, you are that brand. So keep that in front of people, have catchy slogans, you know, have someone like Tom come out here every day, hey, and you know, you see his smiling face all the time, and you associate that. So Tom is the face of this business, and you need to be either the face of your business or make something that's really catchy for a lot of people to remember. So you can have multiple avenues of well, there's money right there, multiple money streams, and have that going at all times. Because if you have, like, a lot of people do OfferUp and they get disappointed. They do it and they only get a couple sales here and there. But if you get 2 sales out of 20 posts, do 200 posts. Just keep, you know, it's not costing you anything, or hire someone, pay them 10, 15 bucks an hour to sit there and do nothing but that boring work of taking the item, putting it down, snap a picture, put it on. Take another item, put it down, snap a picture, put it on. That's what you got to do. Tom does it. He's very good at it, super efficient at it. I heard you got dinged a little bit though with eBay.
Yeah. That's about, we're suspended to what, Thursday? Tomorrow?
Thursday.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow for having a Stephon Curry, imitation Stephon Curry jersey on there, but we've had it on there for over a year, and they just finally dinged us for it. So be careful what you put on there. Be careful of the Amazon pallets going on eBay. Whatever's in that Amazon pallet is in there for a reason, so be careful. You don't know what that reason is for. It's not always bad, but if it is bad, then you're going to get in trouble for it. And so we got in trouble. So for 7 days, we weren't allowed to list, and they took down our listing. Sometimes they just stop you from listing.
Yeah.
This time they took down all of our listings.
Oh, so you have to relist
yeah.
everything.
Well, we don't have to relist it. It just comes back up. But our 5,000 in sales we do a week are now going to be 0 this week.
So that one item, how much did you have it up for?
Probably
70 bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so the $70 item that he put up, by whatever the reason is, cost him $5,000 at least. So be very careful about that kind of stuff. If you see something that's even remotely questionable, pull it off the side, research it. But just because you see someone else selling it doesn't necessarily mean you can. And if you don't know if your product is real or not, you probably shouldn't be selling that product. But definitely get someone that can find out if it is.
Yeah, a quick Google search.
Yeah.
Because if you have something counterfeit, there's definitely other people will have it, and it's typically right on there on Google. I know one time we got like Kylie Jenner makeup, but we had like 20,000 boxes of it. Sure enough, we look it up, all counterfeit. So we took it to the flea market, sold it to the flea market.
Yeah, you know, it's like the guy on the street corner on 42nd Street and Canal in New York selling you that $50 Rolex.
Yeah.
You also have to use your brain a little bit and say, okay, well, this guy's got thousands of these things, and there might, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. But also, but you may find these great deals too. So it's a trade-off. You need to learn your product, learn the mix, learn the market. The main thing is to know your market, know where you're selling, know your customers, and talk to your customers. Engage with your customers like this guy's doing. He's doing it perfect. This is exactly how you build your business, because people remember this. You're getting free advice. This guy, you could, like, I would essentially be his competitor in some way, not really, but you know, if I grew my business out here, but he's talking and we can work together. That is rare. That's a rare find. I used to do that in my business because I always would try to help customers become dealers, and they would always remember that. And they'd come back 5 years later and say, hey, I want to go ahead and start that business you talked to me about. And that's where Tom excels. He does this, you know, when I see it, I just say that's a good guy right there. He's got a good
Great
heart.
advice. Great advice. Are we frozen up, Stanley?
Yeah, we are. They can still
Go
hear
ahead.
you, though.
They can still hear me?
Yes, they can.
Okay, guys, we're 40 minutes in. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That is super advice. Thank you, Mike, for coming on.
Thank you.
I do have a lunch dinner date. There's Esteban, my man. You're not frozen.
No, it's special.
Stanley, say hi to everybody.
It's
What's
me.
up, everyone?
All right, so hey guys, only 53% of the people that watch our videos are actually subscribed to our YouTube channel. Please go over to YouTube, Liquidation Motivation, and subscribe, like, and smash that like button. Smash that button.
All this free advice, the way you can pay him is by subscribing to get the free advice and put that thumbs up. What the thumbs up does